Prasna first. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gururadevo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sthavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yatkinchat Chacharacharam Tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam vyapityata sarvam trilokyam sacharacharam. Padpadam darshitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva. Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayana Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrutavarshiniം Bhagavatiಂ Ashtadashaadhyayiniम् Amb Tvam Anusandadami Bhagavad-gite Bhavadveshiniम् Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stuvanti Daivaihi Stavaihi Vedaihi Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Jnanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yoginaha Yasyantam na viduhu sura sura ganaha devaya tasmai namaha. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tva sarva papebhya mokshishyami ma sucha. So we will go into our usual short dhyan to prepare for the concentration necessary to go through the Gita lecture. This will be about 30 seconds. Shut down the mind, and after that, a little bit of a peace of mind. So maybe total of about 3 minutes, and come back and begin our Gita's lecture as usual. Om. 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 Now we will begin from where we left last time. If you remember, we stop at Sloka 9. And this is my usual style. I would just read and then say that we will catch up the following class. So let's see what stanza 9 says. We are in the third chapter, as you know, which is Karma Yoga. In the previous chapter, we have elaborately finished those 18 stanzas, which was talking about the Sankhya Yoga, general philosophies about Sankhya. We touch the Karma Yoga in one stanzas and then a couple of more stanzas. It has emphasized on doing the actions without expecting the fruits. Then it brings buddhi in doing the actions. Then he brought the concept about senses and sense objects and how to control all that. So we had a lot of foundation about the Karma Yoga. One of the stanza I very emphatically stress was how to then carry on the actions under a lot of restrictions. This is one of the beauty of the Gita. You go through a lot of stanzas. The important part of understanding the Gita's philosophy is catch the stanzas or a stanza, a single stanza, which brings the sense of the entire thing. So that is why I'm going a little bit back before I'm jumping to our stanza number 9. There we had Ragadvesha Viyuktaihi, which was in the previous stanza I'm going. Don't open the book, you don't have to because you can listen to what I'm saying. Ragadvesha Viyuktaihi. Without raga, without attraction. So you see these sense objects, you see something, you encounter something. And either there would be raga, means attraction. You want to grab that. Or you hate that. Dvesha. So he's saying marvelously, and we are going to understand, is it doable thing or how are we going to do that? Because we are going to implement something in our life. Ragadvesha viyuktaihi indriyan vishayan charan. Without rag and dvesh, move in the sense objects with your senses. Wow. You have no rag, you have no dvesh. Why do you want to go then? What is the purpose? A marvelous question in the mind. And Arjun is not, he has given up the weapons, but his mind is very clean. He will ask the question if we don't ask the question. In order to understand this kind of stumbling blocks, suppose you don't understand, and more likely it is difficult on the first reading, we don't understand. Go back and look Krishna's life from his childhood through the entire life, through his departure. I just want to cite one of his life episode, which will give the answer to this stanza, Ragadvesha Viyukti. Duryodhana asked the entire Yadav Sena from Krishna. So everything is gone. The whole power, the whole strength of the Yadav side is gone to Duryodhana. Second thing, Krishna vowed not to pick up weapon in the war. So he chose to be charioteer of Arjuna. He was sitting in the chariot, and at the opposite end, his own people, they are going to shoot the arrows on this side, his side. And there is an action came in front of him. Would he still control the chariot for Arjuna to kill his own people? Actually, he should have also the depression, just like Arjuna had. Oh, my people are going to die now. It didn't happen. He didn't even think. He had both check him out. He had both no rag for his Sena, no dvesh. And that's how he was able to do. So that is a core stanza we left in the second chapter. However, we will keep that in our pocket while we are trying to understand this elaborate chapter on the Karma Yoga. Now let's go to stanza number 9, where we stop. Yagnarthat. It is a fifth vibhakti. For the sake of sacrifice. Yagnarthat karmanah anyatra. Lokah ayam karma bandhanah. If you do action, anyatra means accept. EXCEPT, accept. Lokaha ayam karma bandhana. The people would be bound by their action if they do the actions without yagna. That is the meaning of the first line. The question arises here. What is yagna? I don't know yagna, so how am I going to carry the actions without knowing what is yagna? We need to understand that. What is yagna? Yagna is an action carried in a certain way. Let's try to understand those certain ways. We'll go to jungle first, where all the tigers, lions, deers, snakes, all kind of creatures live. How do they live? By competition, by competitive action. Lion want to kill deer and he want to live, but he want to kill deer. It's a competitive society. Kill each other and live yourself. In our society, there may be a small portion of people still carrying those beast quality. So just hold on there. I'm not gonna call that type of karma as yagna. So that part is gone. Let's move little higher on the ladder. If there is buddhi, there is brain. Like in our society, we have a very nice social structure. We have some inherent rules, regulations, we follow them. We don't hurt each other. If there is any issue, we go to court and resolve. So that is like something which our buddhi has brought to minimize that beast kind of actions. Is that still yagna? I don't think so. Because it's just the required, the system which was necessitated by living to live the life, so it came into existence. Nothing extra there. Not yagna yet. What is yagna then? A marvelous question. There are people in the society who just live for other people. They have no selfish intention at all. They help in any way. For example, in their profession, they help, or in the society, they go and help. They may do some volunteer work, whatever, all that type of thing. To understand better these yagna type actions, there is an example, a very good example in Mahabharata. I would just like to bring that because we do need to understand the business of yagna. Yagna is not just offering ghee and coconut and make fire and, that is usually the meaning we carry in our head. Yagna is a kind of the way we do the sacrifice in the society, in the life that is surrounding us. After winning the war in Mahabharata, Yudhishthir became the king and he did Rajasuya Yagna. After the yagna was over, there was a lot of donation to Brahmin. People who came, they might have given some sonamor, golden coins, cows, according to their societies or their emperor's tradition. So everybody in the assembly, all the Brahmins and whoever were sitting there, they started praising Yudhishthir. Oh, you did marvelous yagna. That is the phrase they used that time. Yagna means all these donations and treatment you did to the people and the whole 9-yard action that was required for was done. And according to Mahabharata, a mongoose enter that assembly hall, and he had a half body golden and half regular. And he started speaking. You may ask me a question. Can mongoose speak in human language? Those days, I believe, the level of dharma was so high level, so things used to be different. I would not put this story in a mythological extension that Vyas did in Mahabharata. I don't think so. Have a pinch of some confidence in our scripture. So the mongoose said, no, no, no. Yudhishthir Yagna is not complete because it was not a sacrifice at all. Oh my God. The mongoose, the creature, is telling Yudhishthir that you didn't do Yagna very well. Amazing. So all the priests and all the assembly, they asked mongoose, please explain then what is Yagna. So he bring another small story. He said there was a couple with two kids in the town once upon, and there was famine going on, no food anywhere. They were Brahmin families, so somebody donated a little bit of flour, just enough for 4 people. So they made 4 loaves and started about to eat their dinner. That was not enough at all. However, that was for survival purpose. It was okay. And somebody knocked the door. They smilingly opened the door, and there was a bhikshuk at the door. He was hungry also. They willingly, happily share the food with that person. And the mongoose said, that day my half body became golden. And after that, I was looking for somebody else to do similar yagna. So my other body would turn into golden also. And with the hope I came to Yudhishthir Yagna, but it didn't happen. So the bottom line here, I'm making the small thing big here, but it was an important thing to understand the meaning of yagna. Yagna means anything you want to do in the society, do with everything that you have. If you have money, if you have strength, if you have whatever resources, don't get the Rolls Royce and drive in the town to show off. So that is the kind of meaning this yagna is bringing. So anything that is done not with the concept of yagna, see what he says. Lokaha ayam karma bandhana. That is where comes the karma bandhan. Oh my God. From morning to night, how many those karmas Amazing. It is a scary thing here. The second part is a scary thing. He says anything done except the yagna. And now you know the meaning of yagna. Anything that is done without sacrifice bind you with the action. Oh my God, where would you run away then from this world? You feel like I'm going to run away where all these things are not there, because everything I'm doing is binding, with the karma. So the second line coming, tadartham karma, kvanteya mukta sangaha samachara. So the emphasis here is again, He Kvanteya, he son of Kunti. Kvanteya means son of Kunti. He Kvanteya, conduct the action. How? Mukta Sangaha, where there is no attachment at all. How would you do without attachment? Without attachment, you will do only when you have the concept of yagna, means the concept of sacrifice. Don't expect anything. Okay, so let's move on. Now, where is this thing at the human level? See, one of the things, we are not different, or we are not separate entity from the entire universe. We also exhibit the characteristics of the universe. So where is this concept of yagna coming from? It has to have somewhere some root at a higher level. Just like the Gita slokas are coming from the higher level. And we have to kind of if Gita is coming from higher level and we are a part of higher level, we should also follow the same rule, same behavior. So let's see what behavior the higher level is exhibiting. That is in this stanza. Sahayagnaha. Oh, what a marvelous word. Sahayagnaha. Saha means with yagna. So the beginning is with yagna. So whatever is coming is with yagna now. Sahayagnaha prajaha sruštva. Sruštva. I have a little bit of this kind of word. Sruštva, krutva, gatva, khaditva, tva. The meaning of tva, and in our Gita, there are a lot of tva's word. So I just want to give the meaning. Tva in Sanskrit is a gerund, and the meaning is having done that. So here sruštva means having created the srushti. So having done something means something is already done. You know, gatva, for example, having gone, all that type of thing. So remember this sruštva. Pura uvacha. Pura. It's a sandhi there. Pura and uvacha. Pura means in the beginning. Uvacha is perfect past. Spoken, not spoke, spoken. Prajapati. Prajaspati. Brahmaji created all this marvelous universe. So it is about him. So he created, after creating this Srushti, this Jagat, this whole world, with Yagna. See the phrase here, Saha Yagnaha Prajaha. Means all this mankind he created with Yagna. He had no selfish reason. He had no raga. He had no dvesh. He created. Many people ask this question I heard many times. What is all this thing? They want to understand why, what is the need of all this Jagat? So they want to know that. They didn't know that it was all created sahayagnaha, means without any selfish reason. It just created. Hey, you are there, you exist. It is not a good thing that you are in existence. Amazing. So I don't know where those kind of questions coming. Now, the second line is extremely important. Second line has only two words. Anena. Anena means by this. TG vibhakti, third vibhakti. Anena. By this. And if you can read the second word, I would come out and hug you. And, if you again do the sandhi, I would call you Sanskrit Pandit. Just read in your mind and see what kind of word is that. Can you even read that? Just try and see what happens. Prasavishyadvam me shavo stvishtakam duk. If I read like that, do we understand anything? No. All right, let me read a different way. Just be a little bit more attentive. Prasavishyadvam. Prasavishyadvam. It is an imperative bhavishyakar. Imperative means protsahit karu. For example, Shubham Bhavatu, Saruthao. That is imperative. Prasavishyadvam. You will propagate. You will flourish. You will have a vistar. That is what prasavishyadvam. You open any Sanskrit book, you will see a lot of dvam. Dvam. It is the second Purush Bahuvachan. Dvam. And there are two. There are some prefixes, pra, sa, and after that it is vishya, which take you into bhavishya card, and then dvam take you into imperative. So see how it goes. So I think in order to understand this word, prasavishyadvam, you have to know the prefixes, you have to know bhavishyakar, and you have to know imperative. Okay, let's go further. So we have taken care of this prasavishyadvam. Second word is eshaha. Everybody knows eshaha. Eshaha means this. It is from etad. Etad. Eshaha. Then the third word, vaha, your. Vaha means your. Astu. Vaha astu. Astu means may happen. Astu, wish, imperative. Astu, may happen. What happened? Ishtakam duk. Ishta means desired. People ask the question, who is your Ishtadeva? Means who is your God who give you your desire? That is called Ishta. Ish means Ichha karvi. And Ishta means desired. Desired. Okay, so what is the meaning of this prasavishyadvam business? If you collect all the separate words in the basket and put it there and look at them, you will see by this Kamdenu cow, which Kamdenu cow? The Kamdenu cow is the first sentence he said, I created everything out of sacrifice, yagna. So with that understanding, that is your cow. With that understanding, your desired things you may get and you propagate, you expand. That is what he says. So he gives an advice here that, hey, don't do the action which is not full of yagna, because that is how, with that concept, I have created this whole world. But whoever want to learn Sandhi probably want to remember this second word in the second line. Okay, I'm going to just read the 11 stanza number 11. And I will leave it there. I will not tear apart there, and I will not give the meaning either, but we will stop right there because it is a question and answer time. But you can understand the meaning when I speak that. Devan bhavayata anena. Devan bhavayata anena. Te deva bhavayantu vaha. Parasparam bhavayantaha. Shreyah param avapsyatha. Avapsyatha. Medav. Obtain. Get. How? That is described in the first and the second line. So we will leave it there and we will stop here. And if you have any question, please ask. But first of all, I'm sorry for the beginning. We had a little hitch. I don't know how that thing happened. But finally it came out okay. So please go ahead and ask any question, dilemma, clarification. And after that, we will have the prayer. And after that, the Sanskrit friends want to stay, and the rest of the people can do whatever they want to do. So let's go to the questions part. See if you have any questions. If you don't have any question, I would go to the prayer and move on. Yes, please.
Can I ask a question which is not directly related to what we talked today?
Right.
Okay, a couple of days back, Saroj and I were reading something in another book on Gita,
Yes.
and we came across the word Hiranya Garbha. And I did understand Hiranya means gold,
Right.
and Garbha means the womb.
Yeah.
But Hiranyagarbha exactly in the context of our dharma or our discussion, what exactly does Hiranyagarbha mean?
What was the stanza?
Oh, I don't have it handy, but I'll try to look off.
Well, it will take a few minutes. So
I can only
I think, if
uh,
I might say that, if I remember it right, it was with respect to Adhidaiva.
Adhideva, Adhiyagna, and
Adhyatma.
Adhyatma.
Adhyatma, Adhideva,
That
right.
is in
Adhyagna.
that is in
And
Adhyaya
that's in the
8th,
eighth chapter.
8th chapter, and well with
And there, one of the things that came up during the explanation of the word Adhideva, I think the word Hiranyagarbha was used in that regard, if I'm right, if I remember it right.
and actually it was in the book said that Brahma was like Hiranyagarbhamathi Brahma ni utpatti થઈ છે. So that we both don't understand exactly what it means.
Yeah, let's see. The
We can discuss
Hiranyagarbha,
later if you don't want.
Hiranyagarbha means everything in the Gita and related part is moving at the divine plane. If you see in the half moon in the Omkar, there is Narayan, the Vishnu, majestically lying, and in his navel there is the lotus flower and Brahmaji in that lotus flower.
Right.
The navel of Narayana is not just a regular navel. It is a huge Amrut Kup,
Okay.
holy nectar.
Yes.
And the lotus has come out from there. So Brahmaji's birthplace is at the navel base,
Okay.
and he came out from there. So that Hiranya is Sonu, is gold, and usually gold is not literally gold he's trying to mean. That Amrut Kup is like a Rupak name given Hiranya.
Metaphor.
Okay.
And from that location, so what is being done here is the importance of that location is described by Hiranya Garbha. It is like what I call is a Rupak Alankar, means in order to when you cannot say directly you can also use another phrase. So that is what it is.
Mm.
But if you could do me a favor, in the next class, if you bring that whole stanza,
Yeah, we
Okay.
will.
the translation will be done in the spirit of the stanza.
Well, okay.
I have given the explanation independent of the stanza, from where Brahmaji came and what is there, etc., kind of thing.
Sure.
One more thing I have to finish here. In that Amrut Kup, the naval base, there are 999 divine souls all the time. That number is fixed. Unless two things happen. Sometime the Buddha level or Mahavir level soul come down and want to finish the karma that was initially assigned to that soul. So when they accomplish that, from the 999, they jump into that nirvikar, the 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 round, the full moon on top of the half moon, which is the nirvikar, which is the absolute, what they call is akshardham.
Sure.
Means there is no decay, there is no coming going. It's just a permanent location. So that is the symbol in the Omkar. Okay. So when those out of 999, when one goes higher, then there is a vacant position. So from below that half moon, there are a lot of people. They are in the Mahatma category. For example, let's say Mahatma Gandhi. If he justified that 999 souls level, he would go there. So that is what is the interpretation of our Omkar symbol. Actually, from the right hand tail, people like us, the regular people, mostly, the whoever depart the body would enter from there and would go at the middle part, and before going into the lower end or middle end or higher end, it would stop right there. Stop and think, where do I go? Lower, middle, up? That will be guided by the cumulative karmas. And the meaning of cumulative means not this immediate previous body, but zillion of other avatars have gone. All this cumulative will guide that soul. He may go to Swarga, he may come back to Prithvi, or he may be in the jungle as a snake, who knows, any kind. So it is a very scientific kind of construct there existing. The only thing is we don't know about all that. That is the only problem. For example, I just give a small example. We know we cannot jump out of the window from 10th floor in the building. Why? Because there is a gravitational force and that will take us on the ground and we will break the back or head or whatever. But the little 6-month-old kid crawling doesn't know. But does it mean that the gravitational force will come and protect the kid? No. If he sleep, he's going to die. So in the same spirit, all of the spiritual laws explained in the Gita are in the place. We may not know them. That's the only problem. Now we are knowing one after another. So when we go back to sleep, we want to think about how many scary things I did today. It is very important though. So with this kind of practice, I think we will purify, and move on, kind of thing. So I think that was that. Okay, I will take one more question.
I found this slokas. We'll talk about it later, but it is Adhyay 8th, Sloka 4th and 5th.
Okay.
Just to let you know. Just to
Yeah. Now I think we did explain.
Yes. Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
what we will do now, not next time, but when we will go in chapter 8.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
We will, in the spirit of the whole chapter 8, we will
Discuss.
do that. So thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I will take one more question and then I will move on to Prarthana and keep going on.
The other word that we did not clearly understand. If anyone else has a question, I will stop.
Now look like nobody is. PJ, you have a question? PJ?
No, sir.
You have a question? Come on, come on. First time you came and you want to go without a question, but that doesn't sound too good.
That's okay, but no question, sir. Enjoyed thoroughly.
Very good. By the way, for other friends, I just want to proudly mention that PJ Thakur was my differential equation students.
Oh.
In 1965 to 1966, I was teaching differential equations in the third year of college. And he was a very bright student. And from those days till today, he is highly associated with me, talk once a week and all that type of thing.
Very good.
Very spiritual minded person, but he liked to split hair. And I really enjoy that, And one of the reason I asked him, hey, ask the question. And the reason he always kind of have a very interesting question, not only for him, but for the other people also. Whenever he will ask the question, you will see that he has a point. So I have to be very careful with him. Thank you, PJ, for coming here.
To all my friends over there, in the meeting, my Sahib is very generous for me, So he says all these things. I'm no intelligent. I have nothing to do with all these things, but Sahib is very generous for me. I want you people to know that. Somehow, I'm very lucky to have his love like that. Thank you, Sahib.
That's very good.
Thank you very much. Okay, so look like nobody want to ask a question. Is there somebody there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Amrit bhai, Maya here.
Yes.
It's not at all very profound or gyani question. I was just curious about the mongoose, half golden. Did he ever get full golden and how?
Oh, that golden mongoose, roll in the floor, on the floor where the family and the guest had the dinner.
Uh-huh.
And some of the flour, when they were making the loaves, was
Uh-huh.
left on the floor in the kitchen.
Mhm.
And the mongoose roll over and he touching that flower of sacrifice
Ah,
that turned his half body into the gold. And it was not an ordinary a mongoose. It should be some divine soul came down testing thing. So he let only half body turn into gold and kept another half to find somebody who can turn the remaining into gold also. So that was the concept. And it is mainly to set an example. So I would not go much into the
right.
know, uh, our human concept of how it was turned gold or whatever kind of thing, because
Mhm.
many of the mythological stories to straighten out some of the meaning of the words, just like the meaning of yagna, we tried to understand. And
Mhm.
the Mangu brought a story about the poor Brahmin people who didn't have enough food. So it was
Mhm.
the story is important, not the other nitty gritty kind of thing. But
Got it. Mhm.
question is a very valid, marvelous question. There are, and along with this story, I want to just touch another story. When you will read Kathopanishad, one of the big questions in your mind there will be two questions in mind.
Mhm.
How did a 4-year-old kid go to Yamraja's location? Number one. And number two would be, how was the 4-year-old trained in asking the supreme Upanishadic questions? These are the two big questions. The When we want to read Upanishad, the there is also instruction from Shankaracharya, who was doing all this business when he was 7 or 8 years old. He wrote a lot of the uh, explanation about this thing, and he mentioned that please concentrate on the idea it is bringing and don't go into the tangle of how this or how that, uh, leave that alone kind of thing. So your question is really valid, but I think you are not like, this is not the first time you face such a problem. You will face more often in the Vedantic literature. So thanks for asking, Mahab, and nice to have your question here.
Thank you very much.
Okay, what else?
Seb,
Good.
I uh, hello.
Yeah.
Uh, I think all these mythological stories and other stuff, used to explain the main principle laying down in the uh, whole, lecture and other stuff, on this in all this, stanzas. Probably, it has nothing to do with the physical aspects of the, story.
Very good. Okay, so I think we will move on. What we will do is have this ending prayer, and after that, we will close this Gita's part, and we will move on and talk to the friends who have any Sanskrit stories. Okay, so let's go with the prayer. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityurmamrutam Gamaya. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Namaha Hari Om. One little thing, because of this Diwali and the New Year, I also want to wish you all the best Diwali and best New Year. But I have the first stanza I like and the second stanza, so I will speak again in the spirit of this Diwali and the best wishes for you all for the New Year. That is, Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. For the whole rest of your life, I wish you will have the blessings of this stanza. Second, Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityur Mamrutam Gamaya. This is a marvelous thing, uh, you know, from the a lot of confusing things take us to the Sadgamaya, means the truth, lead us towards the truth. Tamasahama Jyotirgamaya, and then take us to the light from the darkness. Mrityur Mamruta Gamaya, from the death, take us to the, the Amrutam means, uh, meaning is not that one will not die, but taking to Amrut means the will go with the understanding of immortality of the soul, Amrutam, not Mrutam, that is Amrutam. You know. So these two prarthnas I'm doing specially for you, and I wish you good for that also. So anyhow, I'm going to close this Gita part, and then I will move on to